Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming my monthly rankings video. It feels like a lifetime ago that I filmed my August rankings video, and now we're in my new beauty room. So here we are. If you're wondering how I created this eye look, I will link the video with this eye look in my description box, as well as all the products I'm wearing on my face, as well as all these eyeshadow palettes in case you were curious or you wanted to shop, or if you wanted to know if I had a code. All of the good stuff is in the description box, and without further blabbering, let's get into my monthly rankings video. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I'm about 2 weeks away from having my first daughter, so I just want to get that out of the way in case you're new to my channel. You might be like, where the heck is Karen? I saw this one video from her and she hasn't uploaded. Might be giving birth, might be very close. Either way, subscribe because I definitely plan on posting as many videos as I can while navigating parenting. So quick announcement for that, but oh my gosh, you guys, this month was just as hard as the last month. I swear, as we get closer to the holidays, these ranking videos are getting harder and harder because every palette is just like so good. It's like the makeup brands have stepped it up, and we still have October to get through with all the Halloween palettes and collections and Melt Holiday and who knows what else Natasha Ganona's got up her sleeve. So I'm already nervous for the next few months getting closer to the end of the year. But man, oh man, there are some amazing palettes in this video. So I have 15 palettes to rank, and I swear even number 15 is awesome. I just had to rank it, so it is what it is. But let's get started with number 15. I have them all like marked here. I'm very proud of myself. But in number 15 is the Morphe X Coke palette. And honestly, I did a video with this palette and I loved the eye look that came from this palette. The only reason this is ranking low is because it's a Morphe palette and I love all the other palettes ahead of it, but I love this one too. It's so gorgeous. So many of you commented how impressed you were with the pigmentation from this palette. I think a lot of you actually ended up buying this palette based off of my review. Let me know if you did in the comments because I love chatting to you guys. But yeah, this is a stunning neutral palette. I know Morphe did kind of take a book out of Too Faced page and do like this tin packaging, which I've never seen them do. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have they done this packaging before? I've never seen it. I actually don't hate the packaging. I think it's really cute. I don't even like cherry Coke. I only like original Coke. Like, I don't like vanilla Coke, cherry Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero. I don't drink any of that stuff. But this color story for some reason really appealed to me. I bought this when I bought Cinnamon Swirl by Too Faced, and I was wondering if they were dupes at all, but actually this one is a much more like burgundy tone palette. So very happy to have this in my collection, and this is in the 15th spot. Okay, number 14 is getting that spot because I have a lot of BH eyeshadow palettes, and I feel like most of my BH eyeshadow palettes that I love have way better eyeshadows than this, and I like the color stories a lot better. I think this is like BH's big holiday palette launch because they did that Naughty palette last year, and this is kind of giving me that vibe. I still think this is a good palette, especially a very giftable palette or a very beginner-friendly palette, because there are some less pigmented shades, lightly pigmented shades. So if you don't want to do like a full-blown green smoky eye like I have on today, you can do some more subtle looks. So I do think this has its place in the world. I like the price point. I like the packaging. Some of the metallics are really nice, but the reason I'm ranking this lower is because it doesn't have those punchy metallic shades that I love from BH Cosmetics. So yeah, this is the BH Doja Cat palette, and it's ranking at number 14. Okay, in 13th place is the Geology Cosmetics Pilbara palette. They were so kind and sent this my way, so I was very excited to try it out. I think it's so fun that it's coming from an Australian indie brand. I think this is more subtle than the makeup I usually like to wear, which is why I'm ranking it a little bit lower in my rankings. But if you like that subtle green, red tone, earthy tone eyeshadow look, this might be one you want to investigate. highly recommend watching my video, and I think a few of my friends have done videos on this palette as well before you pick it up. But yeah, I just wanted to give this a shout out and say thank you so much for sending this my way. And if you like small palettes, you might really enjoy this. Okay, in 12th place, I have Fairy Frolic from Alien Cosmetics, and I like this color story. It's not my favorite color story from them, but I bought this because I had bought the original and then they changed the packaging. So now we have this version, and I just heard Alien Cosmetics is rebranding. Now I don't know what they're changing their name into and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll still get to be an affiliate with them. I don't know what's going on, but keep an eye on their Instagram page because they're announcing things as they go along over there. If you want to get this palette, I do still have a discount code with Alien Cosmetics. KHMAKEUP does save you money. I did purchase this myself, and I really like the eye look I was able to create with this palette. I just, like I said, it's just not my favorite color story from them, so that's why I'm ranking it at number 12. Number 11 is this collaboration palette with Alien Cosmetics and Sydney Nicole, I believe is her name. Yeah, she did this palette for like Halloween with them, and it's not even Halloween yet, but I'm already talking about this because it came out last month. They're also doing, actually, I don't know if this is their Halloween palette because they're doing that Witching Hour palette, which that color story is like so up my alley. I can't wait to be able to purchase that palette. I'll post a picture if you haven't seen it yet, but whew, that looks like a fun palette. This one's nice too. It's just not my favorite because it's got beautiful mattes, but the two shimmer shades are just like okay. I did have one shade shatter when it got delivered to me, but Alien Cosmetics will either send you a replacement or they might refund you. I'm not sure. If you have a broken shadow, just contact customer service, guys. I swear, the amount of people that come in YouTubers' comment section to complain about customer service, it's like, just because we're affiliated with the brand doesn't mean that we can do anything for you as far as like solving your problems. I always say go to customer service. Obviously, if you have a bad experience, I want you to share that in my comment section just so other people can be aware, but YouTube shouldn't like be your first place to go to if you have a problem with the palette, because the owners of these brands aren't in our comment section checking if you had a broken chat or anything like that. And I know some people like to go on Instagram stories or Twitter or things like that, but I think that is like your second or third option. I think if you have a problem with a palette or a delivery or something's lost, always try and contact them through customer service because they have those things set up for a reason. That's my humble opinion. I'm just letting you guys know. I'm not saying don't tell me about your bad experiences. I'm just saying try and reach out through customer service so you're getting the fastest service possible. It's not going to come from my comment section. I can tell you guys that much. Okay, in 10th place is the Tinkerbell palette from Colourpop. This is such a cute Colourpop palette. They did such a good job with this. I feel like Colourpop hit their peak with the Lush Life palette for me, and this palette's so good, and I can't wait to play with It's a Mood. Like, I bought that palette and now we're like going like this. Like, they went up and now they're going back down because recently they launched that Jewel Tone Mega palette, which it's cute, but it's like, it looks like every other palette they've done recently. And then they have the NBA collection that was just sneak peeked that's launching. It's like, what is happening? What is happening, Colourpop? So very curious to see my friends' videos on the NBA collection. I'm definitely not planning on picking anything up from that collection. I'm not that much of a basketball fan to feel the need to own the palettes, but yeah, I guess there's something out there for everybody these days with all these makeup collaborations coming out. But the Tinkerbell palette, the whole Tinkerbell collection, I really enjoyed. I actually picked up the whole collection. So I will link all the videos that I have corresponding to these palettes in a pinned comment just so you guys can check them out if you're interested in purchasing any of these items. In the 9th place is my Haunted Europe palette from Nomad Cosmetics. This is one of my favorite indie brands as well, and this was the first time they actually sent me an eyeshadow palette, and I'm so excited. It was like their Halloween palette, and this is so beautiful. Again, I'm obsessed with the greens, and I want to play with this some more. Really, really, really in love with this palette. I think the packaging's amazing. I love that Nomad like really commits to their themes and really goes for it with their packaging. Sometimes I see indie brands and the packaging is so like off-putting, or they just seem like it was the last thing that they thought about. And I just love brands that do everything, like good packaging, good formula, good shadows. They thought about the process, they thought about the inspiration, and really like gave it to us. And I feel like Nomad always fully commits to that. So congratulations again to the owners of Nomad Cosmetics for such a wonderful palette. Honestly, like shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? Okay, in 8th place is another gorgeous palette. The reason this one is ranking low is because everything else is also really good. So I had to do it. I had to rank this at number 8, but this is a really nice palette. This is the Natasha Ganona Retro palette. I thought basically that this palette was kind of a snooze fest, you know, because I love like her Metropolis palette and her Circle Loco palette. Like I would love for her to give us some color. I'm still hoping we can get like a midi Metropolis palette, because the mini, which was just shown, is like, you know, there's a pop of green, like great, awesome, can't wait. But I would love to see some color in the midi price point, because I think that'll be chef's kiss. So still holding out for that. But this retro palette is gorgeous, and I know like 99% of neutral lovers will love this palette because the color story is great, the formula is great, the price point is awesome. So yeah, ranking that at number 8. Now in 7th place is another kind of bougie purchase. Oh my gosh, I dropped this the other day and my like heart just like jumped up in my throat, because I'm like, no, please don't be broken. So this is kind of giving me the Pilbara palette vibes from Geology Cosmetics, but I do really like the Charlotte Tilbury formula when it comes to these instant eye palettes or whatever. This is the smoky one. What is this called? The Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette. This is gorgeous. I have her palette from last year and the formula is gorgeous, but the color story in this one spoke to me. If I could just buy like one eyeshadow palette and I didn't have a YouTube channel, I feel like I would gravitate towards something like this, because I can do neutral looks, but I can also do something fun and different. And I love this packaging. Like the black packaging is stunning. I do know this is available at Sephora now, so definitely keep an eye out during the Sephora sale if you want to get it at a discount. I did buy this at the preview sale when she launched it on her website, so I paid full price for this one, but I think it was worth it because I really, really like this palette. Okay, in 6th place is this one. This palette got so much hype for Sigma, which makes me so happy because I do really love the Sigma brand. And I will have a video of their new holiday collection, because they did send that my way, coming soon, or it's already up. So make sure you're checking that out because it's a beautiful holiday collection. I think it's very well curated and I can't wait for you guys to check out that video. But this palette, I think this was like Sigma's hit collection of 2021. They've had so many gorgeous palettes, but everybody lost their mind for the Cinderella palette, and I think with good reason. It's a beautiful color story. It's definitely more sophisticated. I really like the vibe of this. Usually with the Disney collabs, some brands do it very like cheesy Disney, and this one I think is like grown up enough where if you're not a huge fan of the Disney movies, you can still enjoy the color story. I love the other additional things they launch with this collection as well. So this was sent to me, and I am a Sigma affiliate, so if you do use my code, it will save you money on the Sigma website. And again, I will link the video so you guys can check it out. But stunning palette from Sigma, and I've just been loving seeing everybody post videos with this collection. Okay, in the 5th spot, and again, this is ranking lower only because there's so many other palettes that I have loved this month. So this is the Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey palette, and this is her holiday palette of 2021. Stunning palette, love the packaging. I don't love the fact that there's this like gap in the middle. I really wish that they had just done regular rows and lines with this palette, but it is what it is. I also really wish this palette had some colorful mattes in it, or at least one colorful matte. Like, come on, Pat, just give us like one colorful matte. Other than that, I think this is a great way to try the brand if you have not tried the brand already. Great price point, great packaging, very holiday, very sparkly, very beautiful. This is just a stunning palette, and I had so much fun playing with this, and I definitely plan on playing with this some more as well. Okay, in fourth place is another palette that would have been probably ranked way higher if 1, 2, and 3 didn't exist. But you know what? It is what it is. So in fourth place is the Carnival palette from Stacy Marie and Be Perfect. This is like fall in a palette to me, guys. I will die on that hill because I just feel like this captures the changing of the leaves so perfectly. Oh my goodness. I'm not like a big cold weather person, but I will say fall is so wonderful because it's like that perfect in-between time and the leaves are changing color. And I grew up on an island, so I never got to experience that until I lived in Fargo. And there is something so beautiful about seeing the leaves change color. And I just feel like this whole palette just reminds me of that. Not to mention the formula is absolutely spectacular. Could this palette have been smaller? Probably. Could it have been 3 smaller color story palettes? I think that would have been kind of fun to see from them because they do these giant palettes, but it's still great value for money in my opinion. And I can never say like what the average consumer is going to want because I'm not the average consumer. Maybe somebody that buys 1 palette a year would buy this palette, pan it, love it, and all those things. That's not the life I live, so I can't really relate to that, but I just think like it's so pretty, and just from an objective perspective, I'm happy this palette exists and I think it's so beautiful. Love the eye look I was able to create with it. I did promise you guys to do multiple looks with the palette. We'll see how it goes. I'm thinking that when things slow down for me, I'll have more time to film multiple look videos. We'll see, you guys. I'm just like in the thick of all the eyeshadow palettes. Like there's so many pretty ones coming and I'm having a hard time saying no, so it is what it is, but that is number 4. Okay, so in third, second, and first place, it is all different palettes from the same brand. I'm sure you guys guessed if you were paying close attention to the palettes that I used last month that Oden's Eye is basically dominating the top 3. So I ranked Judy's palette in third place. I ranked the Fancy Face palette in second place. And then the palette from Annette in first place. So these palettes are gorgeous. The reason I want to rank Annette's palette as number 1 is because I think she chose a very unique color story, but it's very much her. And I don't know what Oden's Eye has done with their metallic formula, but their metallics and their multi-chromes are so buttery. So buttery. Just like the formula that I love. The mattes have improved vastly from when I tried like their, what was the collection? It wasn't the Norns. It was the one before that. I don't know, but they did like this colorful pastel palette and it was okay. But ever since the Norns collection and then the Freya collection and this collection, whew, things are hot fire over at Oden's Eye. So this one has gorgeous color story that I love. The Fancy Face palette is in second place because again, this shade Fancy is like a stunning multi-chrome. And I love how pigmented her eyeshadows are. This shade Hibiscus was so pigmented, and so I really love that. And I love that they collabed with the Fancy Face because she is like an OG YouTuber. And then Judy's palette is so stunning as well because it's kind of like a half colorful, half neutral palette, but these neutrals are so elevated because the metallics are so good. So yeah, I'm gonna be struggling at the end of the year when I'm trying to rank all my favorite palettes because I've had so much good luck with eyeshadow palettes in this year, and I just feel like the brands just keep doing a really good job of improving themselves. And even with the pandemic, it's amazing how brands have like really kept up with the releases, and I'm just like blown away. The whole thing like blows my mind because just the other day I was watching one of the owners of Nomad Cosmetics on her Instagram story. She was talking about how long it takes them to develop a new collection. And she basically outlined the timeline to be about 2 years. And it just like blows my mind because I know some companies can make things faster than 2 years, but just thinking that people have to plan that far in advance, just like, and then to think of like all the things being held up in cargo right now, like, I just don't even know. I just don't even know. I think it's fascinating. Anyway, that is it for my September rankings video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun ranking these palettes because they're all so good. Let me know what your favorite palette was for the month of September and what you're looking forward to the most in the month of October. You guys know I love chatting to you in the comments, and I will see you down there. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video tomorrow. Bye guys!